What's going on, guys? It's your boy Tay, and today we're going to conclude the prison videos. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Dante. It's Prison to Profit. I pretty much talk about how to make money normally to turn one profit into another profit. But I've been doing some stories about my prison. I had promised as soon as I hit a certain threshold on YouTube that I would make my prison story, and by doing that, these other videos had came out, and this will probably be the last video that I do when it comes to anything with my prison story, because I'm not trying to water it down, and I'm not trying to yeah, I guess that's just the best way to say I'm not trying to water it down. It's out there already. Yeah, so hopefully I covered everything in my first two previous videos about prison life and why I went to prison and everything like that. So if you haven't seen those videos, I encourage you to go check those videos out, and I will leave a link in the description so you can go find those videos as well. But yeah, this is pretty much like the conclusion to my prison story in the saga. I guess I'll probably will start off like the middle of my prison sentence. Like I said in my previous video, I was already learning how to do just learning how to make money for myself through different ventures and through different books, and I might leave some of those books in the description box as well. So if you want to go check out some of those books, I will leave those in the description box that I was reading while I was locked up. Some Robert Kiyosaki books, and I also took a course on one of Dave Ramsey's course. It is a Christian-based course, but some of the values that he teaches you about having your money make money for yourself really comes into play. And I learned that because when you're locked up, you really don't have money. Like I said, you don't have money, actual physical money. You have canteen, you have ramen noodles, you have honey buns, you have Coca-Colas and things of that nature. So that's the money that we pretty much played with. That was our money back there. And once you learn how to use that currency, work for yourself, you can use that same mindset to make dollars, make money for yourself as well. And that's just with anything. Like I said, I initially started with the stock market. So when I came home, that's what I probably was dealing with the most was a stock market. But then I got, by watching YouTube videos and watching certain people, I learned retail arbitrage, and I felt like I was making money quicker doing retail arbitrage than I was with the stock market coming home. But anyways, my mindset when I was locked up was, I didn't want to come home to nothing, because obviously, you have the felony on your record. You don't know what you're going to do. You're worried. I mean, that's like one of the biggest worries I had to really deal with, because I didn't know what my future would hold. Obviously, I had goals in mind and things that I wanted to accomplish, but again, prison didn't give me anything. It wasn't like they were setting me up for housing when I came home, or they wasn't setting me up for better education while I was locked up. So pretty much you were on your own. So one of the ways I was learning how to make money for myself was, like, in prison, people ran stores. So you would go get something from somebody. You would get one honey bun and they may charge you 2 for 1 or 3 for 5 or whatever the case may be. And after years of being in prison, I started seeing people do that. Then I started running like a little store or whatever the case may be, and just start seeing profits come in that way. And then obviously another way that I do make money, that I really don't talk about a lot, the way I like to gamble. We'll use that word. So people, they run tickets back there, and I guess I'll use the word lucky. I don't have losing football seasons. I may have losing weeks, but I don't have losing football seasons, NASCAR seasons. So in the season as a whole, I was always making profits by like betting on certain games or betting on certain drivers, getting certain tickets. So I was using those methods to see, like, wow, I'm investing this little bit and I'm making this come back to me. So I guess that's where my hunger started to come from, when it came to, like, wow, I can make profits and not really come home and just work for somebody. And then obviously, like I said, also, I told you in my previous video that I used to be a stickler and I used to write like everything down. My goal was to come home and make roughly $40,000 a year. I thought if I ever could make anywhere between $38,000 and $40,000 a year, I could be happy and I could kind of retire and just be okay. Because a lot of us, we live beyond our means. A lot of us, we live beyond our means. We live in houses that we really don't need. We drive cars that we don't really need. And we have luxuries and lifestyles that we want to afford, but we really can't or don't need to afford. So just perfect examples are like going to the clubs, even just going to the store every single day and buying sodas or buying candy from that store every single day. That's money that's going out your pocket that you really don't really think about. It's just loose money. You're buying it you're just doing it every single day, but that adds up. If I'm going to the store every single day and I'm buying a candy bar every single day, the candy bar is $1 and some change every single day. That dollar That's 300 and roughly 80 something dollars per year that we're spending in candy bars. That's useless money going nowhere, money that we don't have. So just take that into account. When you go to the store, you're probably getting more than a candy bar. You're probably getting a candy bar and a drink and maybe a pack of gum, a pack of cigarettes, or whatever the case may be. So you just add that up and how many times that you go per year, and you can see the money that's kind of being wasteful. So this was already in my mind, and then like towards like a year before me coming home, Dave Ramsey had a course, and some words really always stuck out. Like, every dollar needs to count. Every dollar needs to go somewhere. So taking Dave Ramsey's financial course, Financial Peace University, that really like just set me over the top. How to debt snowball, get out of debt, and everything like that. Like, it was just mind opening to the ways of how society uses debt to really hold us down, and how you can be a millionaire and have a credit score of 500 and can't go get certain things because you don't have credit, but yet you can go buy the whole building and own them. Like, you can't go rent from these people, but you can go buy from them. Like, all this was eye-opening to me. Like, being in the world, like, this stuff should have been taught in school. Like, this stuff should have been taught in prison. Like, they should have been teaching us this stuff, long ago. Like, we shouldn't have to find this stuff on our own. And luckily for that guy who introduced me into the stock market, just because, like I said, that was like the gateway drug into everything else when I got locked up, when it came to like making money and the hunger and the drive. But anyways, back to me saying I wanted to make $40,000 a year. I thought $40,000 a year was very sufficient, and I think it really is. I think if you're making $40,000 a year, you can really survive if you're married and have a child. $40,000 a year, you should be able to be okay. But obviously, a lot of households, if you have two working families, then let's say if somebody's making $40,000 a year and the other person's only working part-time and only making, let's say, bringing only $16,000 a year, you have over $50,000 a year house income, you should be okay. But a lot of households are barely even making that. A lot of households only make like around roughly $20,000 a year or something like that. So it's like, wow. So once you really break everything down and see the numbers and see where your money's going and see what it takes to survive, and like, I broke down everything, guys. When I say like, I knew if I smoked cigarettes, like how much that would cost me a month. So I broke like all that down. So I figured like roughly to be comfortable needed roughly around 30 something thousand dollars for me to live comfortably. That was for me to live straight comfortably. So that was my mindset when I was locked up. I was trying to figure out ways how to own my own business and things like that. And again, like I said, I will leave certain books and stuff in the description. If you want to go check those out, you can. But yeah, so on my way home, like I said, my very last year, I was running tickets a little bit. I would have people, and I would make money running tickets, or I would play tickets and I would hit a lot, and I would use that money. I would get honey buns and stuff, because when you win these games, you're putting honey buns down on a ticket. So prime example, let's say you play a 4-on-4. You put one honey bun down and you can win 4 times or 40 times your money. So you play 5-on-5, put $5 down and you can win like $125 back. So in essence, sometimes you would hit, sometimes you wouldn't. Playing these tickets are very hard. I had a strategy almost every week where I would put a lot of money on like 1 or 2 teams and just play like a four-way instead of like a 5-on-5. Because you play the 5-on-5, it's more difficult to hit that 15. Like, a lot of people die playing 5-on-5s. But 4s, if you put more money on a 4 and hit, you get that gross instead of having to put that extra money or extra team, or rely on that extra team to win, which is very, very hard in the NFL. But anyway, that's just a whole nother story, a whole nother concept. We're not in prison, but those are just like strategies I was using to make money, or canteen. So with the canteen that I was earning every week off the NFL games and just the other little hustles that I had going on, I would literally just save all that stuff in my locker. And then let's say if Jim went to the store, I would go to Jim and be like, hey, Jim, what are you getting from the store? Jim would be like, I'm getting this from the store. And I was like, well, I got this in my locker, so you can just send the money to my account and I will give you the groceries. So like the last year and a half, guys, that's what I literally did. Pretty much for my last year, like I pretty much played tickets and stuff like that. And I tried to run a store every once in a while. People would come borrow stuff and they would pay me back. I would end up trading that canteen for actual cash or phone cards or whatever the case may be, because I may or may not had a cell phone when I was locked up. So that's how I would get my hustle on, and I would make money that way. And once I learned like that hustle, and I was exchanging this, I was getting actual cash for honey buns that I was just winning just by, in essence, gambling. That kind of like opened my eyes to no horizon. So when I came home, I had like around $500 or something maybe saved just from that last year. You know what I'm saying? And that was pretty much, to me, that was pretty good. I was eating like I wanted to. I was doing pretty good. Yeah, I was doing pretty good in my last year and a half in prison. I guess that's what I'll say. But it all helped because of the mindset of learning of how money actually works. And I think people, we really get lost in actually knowing how money really works. So yeah, this video, really want this video to be about the transition in from prison to that actual making money. So when I first came home, guys, I got on the ground running. I think I took like literally 3 or 4 days off. And then I came home. Luckily, I had a friend who let me come move in with him. And from there, I hit the ground running. I didn't have a car or anything. I walked until I found a job. I found a job literally maybe 2 or 3 days after being home. Obviously, I was a cook somewhere, only making like $8, $9 an hour. But I remember being determined. I was going to people. This is why this guy hired me, because I told him, yeah, I know I have a background. I know it's gonna be hard for me to work, but if you hire me, I'm gonna show you that I'm gonna bust that stigma for everybody, because I already knew. I told you that I couldn't really rely on nobody, because I couldn't rely on nobody in prison. So if I couldn't rely on nobody in prison, I knew I couldn't rely on nobody really coming home. So that's just the truth. So I kind of knew that I had to really get on the ball running anyway. And like I said, I had the mindset of revenge, kinda. I want to get back to a level that I don't have to ask anybody for anything. And guys, I'm not there at all by any means. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely comfortable where I'm at in my life right now, kind of, sort of. I wish I was a little bit more comfortable. Like, I'm not at the point where if something happened, if a bill really came up right now, I can just go pay it. Like, life isn't there for me, but I'm comfortable to the point where I don't have to like really stress, if that makes any sense. But and that's where I'm comfortable. That's what life should be about. We should be comfortable and not really stressed about life. But anyways, getting off track. So I came home and I got this job as a cook, and that wasn't the only job I had, guys. I came home and I walked literally to work every day. If my friend could drop me off, he would, but I would walk home or walk to work, and I would get off work and I would walk to find another job. Like, I kept doing this. Within like a month of me being home, I want to say there was one point in time I was working 3 jobs. Yeah, it was bad. I was really addicted to work. Work was all I cared about. Money. Getting money, because I was only making, like I said, $9 something an hour, and then me knowing I'm only making $9 an hour, what skill do I have, or what can I do to own my own business? Because that was my mind frame. Because me learning in prison, the mind frame is to get your own. So I'm not working for this company anymore, making him money. I wanted really my own, and I'm only making $9 something an hour, so I'm not making any money really at all. I'm making enough money to pretty much to pay my bills, if that, because I have a roommate. But anyways, it's not helping me get a car. It's not helping me do anything. So, but then I get another job becoming a server, guys. And this opened my eyes to a whole new world. When I told you about like making money an hour and you breaking it down like that, I was making $9 an hour as a cook. But as a server, you get paid $2 and some change an hour. So to me, I was like, that's kind of sucks. But then on top of that, you get tips. So my work ethic and my drive alone, made me a good server. I wouldn't never say that I'm a people person. I don't think I'm a people person. It's just that if I'm serving and if I know like my service is on the line, I want to treat you and give you the best service. I don't want you waiting for a drink. I don't want you, your food is in the window. I don't want it just sitting. I don't want to be on my cell phone in the back when I know I could be doing something for my customers or my guests. So I was the worker who always got the job done when it came to serving. Serving opened my eyes to a whole new world. I recommend anybody who comes home from prison, if you have any kind of personality, or not even any personality, if you have any kind of work ethic and you can go get a job being a server somewhere, I definitely recommend doing that because of the money that you can make hourly. Man, I was making roughly $20 something an hour. I was walking out with hundreds and something dollars a shift, maybe working like 4 hours or something a shift. And then I walk out with like $100 something. So I was making over $20 something an hour, and I was killing the game serving because, again, I guess I naturally just was drawn to people, I guess. Yeah, and I was a good server, so I used to get good tips. So if you have any kind of personality, I recommend please go out there and get you a serving job, because those are some of the best jobs that probably are out there. As a server, I was making more money than people out there who were putting in 40 hours a week. Again, and it goes back to like the time thing. When I discovered serving, I thought that I was going to retire a server. Because again, I was making over $40,000 a year as a server. Put this in retrospect. Okay, so there was a time when I became that server, I had ended up quitting my other job because there was a day when I had to work. It was a choice between working at the serving job or working at the cook job. And I think this was like a Mother's Day, and it was really, really busy. I chose the serving job because that day I made like $280 something in like a 5 hour period. And as a server, you make money on like holidays. And as a cook, I would have only made $9 an hour. And my boss didn't understand that. I need this opportunity to make more money. I'm not quitting on you, but anyways, it's a whole nother story. So anyways, I ended up working the serving job, and I ended up getting another job at the Cheesecake Factory. When I ended up opening up this restaurant, and man, guys, when I was telling you, my taxes that year, I had made, this was like my first year coming home. So the first year I came home, I had made like over 60, it was like right under $60,000 in like an 8 month period. And that's because the Cheesecake Factory had just opened up in my town, and I was serving at my other job as well. So I was making a killing as a server, so there was no other business for me. I had thought, this is it. There was an opportunity for me to make roughly anywhere between, like I said, 60 plus a year. On the low end, I was making 40 grand a year just as a server. And then if I wanted to pick up more shifts, I could. And it was like that. There were days where I could go make more than $200 just as a server. So yeah, that was my mind frame. I broke it down. I had hit my goal that I had set for myself when I was locked up. I was like, you know what? I really don't need to open my own business because I'm out here making a bunch of money as a server. But then, I guess my mindset eventually happened where, you know what? I can be a manager. This can be my career, and the job society says, or, I'm making $55,000 a year and health insurance, health coverage and all that. But I'm miserable. So obviously, I just fast forwarded without telling you. So after my transition from being a server, I was a server, and then I became a manager. And then there was a few restaurants that I was hired at, and I was like an actual manager at. So manager life was the life I thought was for me, because being a felon is hard. Having a record, because it's not like I could just go have a government job, or there's a lot of jobs that you're limited to. And I thought I got into one of the best fields for me at the time. Like I said, being a server and then making that transition to them wanting to make me a manager, a guy with the armed robbery charge, a felon, and you want to make me a manager, controlling money and all of this stuff. So like that was very, to me, like important, and it made me feel so good. And, it just made me feel good. So that's the transition I took. I became a manager, nice base salary. I was making, $40,000 a year plus bonus, and our bonuses was lovely. Every month we was getting like anywhere between 12 to 20 something, 12 to $2,000 something in bonuses to bring up my yearly salary to like $60 something thousand a year. So I was doing this as a manager, but guys, I was miserable. I was miserable. Just like having, again, you're under somebody else. Even though I'm a manager, I still have a boss, you know what I'm saying? And my boss still has a boss. If you're not the owner, you still have people you need to like answer to, and people who have expectations that sometimes are unrealistic. I was miserable, guys, like literally miserable as a manager. Like server, I love being a server, because I'm the best server in the world, and I just love being a server, being able to interact with certain people and just don't get me wrong, you have certain people who are just, but being a server, like I love it. I have a passion for it. I even thinking about going to do it again part-time right now, working like a day a week just to do it. But anyways, but the manager mindset, like I was so drained mentally, man. It was affecting my love life. It was affecting just my life. It was affecting me. I was hating myself even more. It was just affecting everything in general. So then I discovered, like slowly watching YouTube videos, this guy named LeVar Aviance, and obviously Rowley Roots and everybody, which I've said in many videos before, just seeing how they were working on their own time, making their own hours, making their own money. And I was like, wow, like that's something that I really want to try. So I kind of dabbled in it a little bit, initially starting out doing Amazon FBA, sent some products into Amazon, and it made me some money. And it got to the point, guys, where like 4 or 5 months into it, my checks were like $500-600 every check. And to me, I was like, wow, like I'm pretty much covering all my expenses just in Amazon money. So it was really lovely. Really, really lovely. Ended up quitting my job to make the transition to become a full-time reseller, but I quit the manager job. So I went back to just becoming a server. I went to another place to become a server for a little bit. I was only working 2 days a week or 3 days a week. And I was doing like my Amazon and stuff part-time. And that's pretty much how I became, the transition from prison to profit became, to be honest. Like I said, I saw LeVar Aviance doing these videos, and he was teaching us about Amazon, and he was a YouTuber, and he would start talking about his YouTube income and everything like that. So that kind of opened my eyes to like, wow, I can just start recording myself and make money one day. That's pretty cool. But then I was like, I don't think I can do that. That's just kind of, that's too hard. But then obviously you watch other people and they give you motivation, and you can only watch people for so long. I take that back, because some people will watch people forever and don't take any action. But I can only watch people for so long before I want to try it. And also, I was on like my Facebook trying to tell my friends about the things that I'm doing, and like, yo, man, like you can turn $1 into hundreds of dollars. Like I remember like one of my best items I ever found was at the Goodwill. I recorded the video, walked into Goodwill, and I found this item, bought it for like $10, and it had like sales comps for like $300-400. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. Like what you can do. I'm trying to tell everybody about it. Nobody wanted to listen really. So you start making videos. Because you want people to like really, you want to document yourself doing this stuff so people can see like, yo, this is really, really what's going on in life. And then you learn, oh my God, this is also kind of taking off. Like people really are out here buying whatever I find. Like that's incredible. And it's all you. You don't have a boss. You're doing it on your own. You're your own boss. Like that's like the best part of like really now of life. Like being able to literally talk to you guys on this video camera and tell my story and just hopefully motivate 1 or 2 people. Like that is life now. Like that is incredible. Don't get me wrong. Is this video even on track still? Let's hope so. But yeah, life is just, it's about enjoying life how you want to enjoy it under your circumstances and not for nobody else. Prison changed me in so many ways, man. It opened my eyes to like human beings and how we can't rely on anybody. It opened my eyes to how people will just lie to you, and it opened my eyes to loneliness, and it's okay to be alone. And it opened my eyes to building a better relationship with God. It opened my eyes to the financial possibilities. It opened my eyes to the cruel world that we live in. It opened my eyes to so much. Am I grateful for prison? No, because in retrospect, I don't think I ever was a bad human being. I think I was caught up in bad circumstances. I think my life wasn't the worst. So it's not like I had the worst life growing up or anything like that. But to me, emotionally and mentally, my life was not the best. And I think that kind of mattered the most. Even though my circumstances may not have been the worst, mentally, my circumstances could have been better. And I think that's what really hurt me the most. Just in life in general. Yeah, mentally, nobody was there. And so I take all that today, and I use that for motivation and drive and hopefully purpose to now make a change in the world, to talk to our youth or talk to people coming home from prison, to let them know like, hey, this is a door that you have. This is the avenue that you have. Trust me, we've been in the same shoes. I know what you've been through. But this is the route that you need to take now. This is the route that you need to look at. And it's not even about just retail arbitrage. I have a lot of friends, or I use that word, I have people who I was locked up with. When they came home, I encouraged them to get into the service industry because of the profitability of it. I mean, literally, servers are making good money. If you're a good server, I will take that back. Don't get me wrong. You have bad days. You have people who don't tip you at all. That happens. But overall, if you're a good server, you're paying, you can pay all your bills and some. Trust me, I know single mothers who are servers and they're out there making a killing. Single mothers, 3 kids, and that's their job. They come work 4 hours a day because that's what most serving shifts are, roughly 4 or 5 hours. And they walk out with several $100s a shift and they go home, take care of their family. Like, that's the avenue I try to push people into. I also try to push people, like I said, there's so many different avenues out there to make money. And I hate that I don't document every single avenue, but hopefully I will. I'm getting there, getting more comfortable with YouTube a little bit. I still get nervous in some of my videos. Like, I was editing a video today and I was like watching myself and I was just so nervous making that video, and I can see it I can hear it in my voice when I edit that video. There's still things that I struggle with till this day. I still struggle with anger issues. I still struggle with emotional issues. I still struggle with like not being able to let the past completely go. And I see a lot of comments in my first 2 videos saying that, you know, God is here for you. God is your only friend. God is all you need. Like, I'm not here to knock on anybody's religion. I'm not here to knock on what anybody believed. But if you really honestly believe that God thinks, or God put us here on this earth and for us just to be alone and to rely only on him, I just ask that you do a little bit more searching in whatever that you read, the Bible that you read, or the Quran that you read, or whatever you get your religion from. I encourage you to go do you really think God wants any human being walking this earth to be alone and really just to rely on him? That's not the case. Like, I know God's there for me. I get that. Like, I get that in the grand scheme of things. But again, right now, if I wanted to call one of my homeboys to, like, that's what, like, the connection on earth, like our earthly connection. The Bible doesn't say do not forget to entertain strangers for a reason. Do not forget to entertain strangers, because you may unknowingly be entertaining an angel. So that in itself, God does not want us to be on this earth alone. He does not want us just to rely on strictly him. He wants us to rely on him, but not only him. Okay, that sounded wrong, but of course he wants us to rely on only him when it comes to faith and stuff like that. But he wants you to rely on your friends. He wants you to love your neighbor. He wants, like, that's in the Bible too. Everybody just forgets that. And then everybody also says, well, you know, I have people who are here for me, and you know, my YouTube community. Like, again, I'm not knocking my YouTube community. Like, I love the community, and I hope people understand that genuinely. Like, I love this community. I'm very grateful for this community. This community has given me motivation and support that I've never ever had before in my life, and I'm thankful for that. But again, it's not like I can just call everybody on my comment section. There's people I will never ever meet on this YouTube journey. There are people who comment on my videos. I will never see your face. You see my face, but I will never see your face. Yeah, we can call each other friends, but we will never have each other's number. We will never have that opportunity. Like, if I'm hurt late at night, I can't just pick up the phone and call you. Like, that's not how life works. So all those lonely nights and days that I had in my past, you know, like, yeah, God was with me, but you know how many times I fought with God because I was lonely? Like, you're supposed to love me. You're supposed to know my needs and my wants and all this stuff. And you have everybody abandon me. But everybody's going to say in the comment section, well, sometimes he abandons you to bring you closer. Like, again, guys, I have a relationship with God. Like, I have my own relationship with him. We battle, we fight. But again, yeah, that's just a whole nother thing. And I get the statements, and I get the statements in the YouTube comments. But sometimes, it's going to sound bad, but sometimes God is just not enough. Yeah, sometimes we need that physical human interaction, that support. That's what we really, really, really need sometimes. We really, really do. getting off track. But yeah, God, yeah, new subject. And again, it's not knocking nobody's religion because I'm a man of faith. So, and again, these videos come across like I have so much hurt, and I see that in the comment sections too. Like I hold so much hurt and stuff. Like I do, guys. Like that's okay, you know. Like it's okay for me to hurt, but I'm not allowing that hurt to hold me back anymore. Like, I think that's the major difference. Like, you know, it's okay to weep. It's okay to have sorrow. It's okay to, but how we let it affect us in the long run should be what we should be working on. Yeah, my father wasn't there for me. That's always going to hurt. That's always going to be there. I've had conversations with people who are older than me who say the same thing. Like that hurt will always be there. It's not fair that I didn't have a father. Like that's not fair to me. Like that's not fair. There's no shape or form about it. It's not fair to any human being who desires their father to be in their life and they weren't. Like it's not fair to any of us. It's not fair to any person to have a child and just leave them to die for their own. Like every situation is different, you know, like I get that, you know, some mothers want to keep their child away from the father. Some fathers just don't care. Like every situation is different, but no situation is fair where a child has to grow up in one of those situations, you know. None of us asked to be here. Not one person on this earth asked to be here. That's reality. I know I didn't. I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask for the life I led. I didn't ask for none of this. You know what I'm saying? If I was here, I would have asked for a nice family where my mother and father were involved in my life, where they actually wanted me to go to college and wanted to see me be successful, maybe in a sport, maybe actually be a cop, or maybe be, you know, something, or one of those deep desires that I had as a kid, or that was inside of me that nobody really asked or cared to hear. Or again, I raised myself in essence, or TV raised me, or like, obviously I didn't, but I hope you get what I'm saying. Like, none of us asked for the positions that we are in. None of us asked, you know, millionaires don't ask to be millionaires sometimes, and they have horrible lives. So like, I get everybody's situation's different. Everybody should be grateful in certain situations. Everybody is blessed in their own right. Like I get that, and I get I'm blessed. There's so many situations that I've been in that I could have been worse off. Like I did 9 years in prison. Me going in, never thought that me as the weak human being that I thought I was going into prison would have thought I would have made it out without way more scars than I have. You know, yeah, and that's just the best way to say that. Yeah. For me to go into prison and make it 9 years and come out, and to be in prison at one point in time, it's amazing. Like it's amazing I survived with my attitude problem that I had, and even nowadays, like it's amazing that I survived. But at the same time, it's all growth. So I took all that. It's like all growth, like the heartache and all that. It's growth. I don't want people thinking like I'm out here angry every day, because I'm not, you know. Am I hurting every day? Sometimes, you know, sometimes it hurts, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on life, but I'm sure you understand. I saw a comment and somebody said they just want to make sure that my subscribers know that like I'm okay. And if any of these videos came across like I'm not okay, like I'm okay, guys, you know. There was a point in time where I thought taking my life was the best thing and may have attempted it, and, you know, but like that's like those parts of me have died. So like I understand that my father's a piece of shit. I understand that I am a good person. Like I understand that I am a good friend that people I don't know what to say. I don't want to use the word neglect, but I'm a good friend that people in a few years, they're going to look back and be like, why did Dante disappear from my life? Oh man, that's right. Because I was crappy to him. I'm just in a transitional period in my life right now. So it's a period where, you know, last year was the battle. Like last year is like one of the hardest years of the father thing, but it's not over with, but that battle is pretty much won. To me, again, he's just a human being who, like, I am a good person. He had a good son, so you lost out on a good son. That's just how I look at that. You lost out on a good son. I'm a good human being. I treat people with kindness and respect. So yeah, that's his loss, and that's how I look at that. The prison thing, yeah, I did all that time. I can't take none of that time back. I look at it now like I did a lot of things in my life to where I could have probably gotten that much time. So maybe I did deserve it in the long run. Maybe that was my karma. Maybe that was my position to set me back those 9 years so I can see the future forward. Like, maybe when I'm 40 and above, that maybe I'll be able to say, wow, that 9 years that I learned those things in prison, those books I read, look at me now. Like, look at the businesses I own. Look at all. So I look at prison as a positive, but doesn't mean I would ever go back. I look at my life as I'm still learning, guys. Like, I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm still learning where I ultimately think my place is in this life. I want to be so helpful. I want to be able to, in a few years, to reach out and just go do conventions and just talk to people and just tell them ways not to only to avoid prison, but to be able to look at new ways to become your own man, owning your own business, doing your own thing, watching how your money makes money for you. I think financial education is very important. I think prison education and reform is important. I think giving back is very important. I think love is very important. I think the world neglects love. I think we use the word love too much. I think just slide, I love you. Everybody says it. Like, I love you. I love you. I love you in the comments. I love you. I love you. I love you. Like, you don't know me. You don't love me. You don't, like, and then people will say, well, you're not supposed to love everybody. I just think people use that word too loosely. I don't know. Another video where I'm just talking and I'm rambling and, I don't know where I'm going. But I know about to end this video because I feel, I don't know. But yeah, guys, that transition from prison, I guess that's what this video was about. You just got to stay focused. I just had to stay focused, had to put my mindset. Again, knowing that you can only depend on yourself in the long run. So I think that's what helped me come home and just really get in the grind and just get in the mode where it's like, okay, boom. You got to come home. You got to get to work. You got to get a car. Like, all that. I came home, got a job, was working, got a car within like 2 or 3 months, insurance and all that. Like, I was doing all that. Now I'm in a place where, I got my own house. I got 2 vehicles. One's a piece of crap right now, but I still got 2 vehicles. My bills are pretty much paid. Might be behind on 1 or 2 right now, but it's just like not having to really, I don't know. I don't know where this video is supposed to go, guys. I don't know. Hopefully you got some answers. I don't even know why I do these things. Luckily, this is the last one because, yeah, I think we covered the transition story. We covered pretty much everything I think we needed to cover. Yeah, so this prison series is definitely over with, guys. I don't even like doing these videos, to be honest. When I do them, I get mad. I get angry. It really takes me. The last one was okay, but this one, like, I'm getting mad. Like, I'm really getting mad. I'm just thinking about, like, again, just the frustrations. Okay, guys. Thank you for liking the channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for checking out the prison stories. And I hope, again, every video I dropped hopefully gave you some kind of clarification to insight of anything that you wanted to know. Hopefully this video was a transition period, and hopefully it's some motivation for you guys. I do encourage you to go back on any one of my old videos. If you are new, to reselling and you just want to know what the transition is like to actually becoming a reseller, this is one of the best jobs I ever had. You get to work for yourself. Don't get me wrong, it's stressful, and I do encourage you. It's actual work. You're gonna have to put work into it. So don't think it's just something that you can just do, because proper research matters. All that matters, guys. And this isn't a learning video. This is just, again, transition video from me going to prison to who I am today. Basically, who I am today, I am a man of God. I am a man of love. I am a man who have attitude problems and anger issues that I'm still working on. I am a man who's trying to better not only myself, but the people around me. I'm trying to be a better human being for this earth. I'm trying to take care of this earth. That's who I am. I want to bless as many people as I can. I want to be financially stable. I want to be a philanthropist. I want to be a businessman. I want to be successful. I want to be successful. I want to be successful. I want to be loved. I want to be respected. I want to be honest. I just want to be me, man. I want to be me. I don't want to be, the kid they used to pick on because I acted too white, or again, he was too gay, or he wasn't good enough, or, he's too good. I've heard that before. Oh, he's just too nice, or, oh, you're the good guy, or like, I just want to be Tay. I want to be Dante. I want to be able to be Dante in all facets of Dante. If I hurt, I want to be Dante. If I'm happy, I want to be Dante. If I'm emotional, I want to be Dante. Like, I want to be Dante. That's who I am. Like, that's who I am. I want to be me. I don't want to be a people pleaser. I don't want to have to, I just want to be me, man. Like, I want people to actually care about me. If you want to be in my life, that's who I want in my life. I don't want to, that's who I am, man. Like, that's who I want to be. That's who I'm going to be. And yeah, that's what it is, man. But at this point in time, make sure you bless somebody today, man, because I promise you I'm bless somebody tomorrow. At this point in time, your boy Tay's out.